So I will speak in English. The only reason I speak in English because I love Hindi. My Hindi is equally good. So when I tried to become a public orator way back when I was 28-year-old, I tried it in Hindi, but I stammer. As a child, I used to stammer. So then I tried it in English. Then I said, I don't stammer. So that was the turning point in my life that I will start making speeches in English. So it is nothing, no, no arrogance that I should always speak in English or that. So that's how I started speaking in English. So thank you, Bantu, Neha, Swati, Ayan, for organizing this family getaway. I think we should have it at least 3 times, 4 times a year, maybe in kind of different places, and we can choose somebody's birthday to organize it. But that's pretty cool, and we should have done it a long time back, but it is never late to start something good. So so at this age, at this turning point in my life, I just want to reflect as all of you have reflected. So when you cross a decade, it becomes a very important milestone in your life. So when I was a teenager, I was as Bantu told, I was an underdog, I was shy and introvert, and I decided that I can't live my life I cannot live my life like this, because I wanted to be a very successful man, very ambitious when I was in class 8. So I wanted to change myself. So it was a turning point. From 15 to 20, I totally transformed myself from a very shy introvert, underdog, to a very confident, arrogant, and flamboyant. I wanted to be a flamboyant person because I wanted to be a person, if I meet somebody, that person must remember me. That was my motto of life, and I think I was just the opposite. And then I thought, no, I can't live my life like this. I have to change myself. So, and then I did so many things. So I hate people saying that, sorry, I'm born like this, I can't change myself. I don't believe in that crap. You can change yourself totally. The way you are born, I saw my father changing himself from a very, very shy, underconfident to a very flamboyant person, a very great sportsman. So anybody can do that. So you must change yourself for the better and keep changing yourself if you want to be happy and want to be successful. So, and then as a teenager, I was very much kind of arrogant about my age. I'm a teenager. Anybody who is more than 30 years old, that person is gone, because that person has got nothing left in his life. And then I reflected one day that I looked at my papa, my father. He was 26 years older to me. And I said, my father is far better than me, 26 years older. I was 17, he was 43. But he was having horses stamina. He was so much popular wherever he went. He was very confident, he was very strong. So I thought, sorry, age is not a matter of pride. The matter of pride, how do you carry yourself, what you do at that particular age. So that changed my perception about age. So from 20th to 30th birthday, that was a very important period, because I got a new job, and then I was ready to be married. In those days, the only way you can meet a woman was through marriage. So my papa asked me in a big wedding ceremony that, are you ready to marry? And there were so many senior people like Dada, Dadis, all of that. I mean, yes, you find a girl today, I'm prepared to marry right here. So everybody was shocked. And then I left this decision to my mother, because I knew that my mother wanted a very beautiful woman. Whatever I am today, before I go to my wedding, my papa and ma, they have been greatest influencer in my life, right? They gave me the freedom, they gave me the liberty to live my life the way I want to, and they gave me the intellect, and my papa and ma never judged me. So the entire quality of not judging people came from my parents, because I never judged people, because that was the way I was brought up, and the kind of independence my parents gave me. So I owe everything to my parents. Whatever I'm today, I owe to my mom and papa, because they basically, I still miss them, and they have been the greatest influencer and motivators in my life and inspiration in my life. So, uh, so I left my wedding decision to my mother, and my mother met Asha because I knew that she will find a very beautiful woman. Her criteria was very simple, that girl should be very fair, should be very beautiful. And then my mother wrote about my wife in a letter, and that was such a beautiful letter that I can see my wife through that letter. I mean, right from top to bottom, she wrote about Asha, that how does Asha look like. So she wrote to me and she said to me, would you like to meet your prospective wife from Bokaro? You can go in 4 hours. I said, no, I don't want to meet my prospective wife because I want to marry a woman based on your letter. That was a very kind of weird thing to, weird you can say, that how can somebody decide to marry a woman based on a mother's letter? Because my mother wrote such a beautiful letter, I could see my wife through her letter. So I made a decision of marrying Asha without meeting her purposefully. So I met her during my engagement, and engagement were done kind of 2 different settings. So I met Asha in a temple. And so I read the letter of my mother in my pocket. It was in my pocket. So when I met Asha, I found that she was exactly the way my mom described her in a letter. So I was married when I was 24. She was 22, and I can tell you, you guys are adults. I must tell you one sentence, that our relationship started on a very natural instinct between man and woman. That was not love, that was true passion. And that's how the people don't understand. They always talk about love and roses and candlelight dinner. Our relationship started on true passion between a man and woman. And that's why it will always last, because you can fake love, you can never fake passion. You can always fake love, right? But you can never fake passion. And that was what we decided. And we never said that I love you, she never said I love you. I say if love happens, happens. But let's start it. I was the fittest man she could have found because I built my stamina before marriage. And I talked to my father. I used to run like hell and play so many games. So I built and she was the most beautiful woman I could have found as my wife. And I can tell you that in next 7 births, if I have to marry, I will always marry Asha. There's no doubt in my mind. I've never said that, but there's no doubt in my mind. I can talk to another woman, but the kind of passion my wife has generated in me, nobody can do that. So I will always marry Asha only, if given a choice in any time of my next birth, right? So it was a turning point. So we had kids and we have son. And when in my 20s, I had my son. It was blessed to have my son. I asked God for a son. And when my son, and then my daughter was born when I was 32. So the from 20 to 30, I was having a good job, a very good life, a very beautiful wife, and my very good son. And 32, I was blessed with a daughter. I asked God for a daughter. She gave me a daughter. And it was such a thing to hold my daughter in my hand. I was just like in heaven. So those things happened, but I was getting restless. As a decade passed, when I turned 30, I was getting very restless that I cannot live my life in Bokaro. I can't allow my children just to live here. I don't want to retire here. I can't live my life here. So that was restless. I kept applying in so many jobs. I used to give interviews. And then when I was 36 exactly, then I came to Delhi. And so from 30 to 40, so my life transformed because I came to Delhi. So it was a turning point. But still I was reflecting. I was not happy whatever I was doing. I say, I'm not born to do this. But I was not able to figure out what to do. So then I decided that I can't retire into a government setting because what example I will set for my children? Their dad, you never took a chance, right? So then I said, okay, let me go out, resign this job and go out and whether see, can I survive in open market, in a free market situation, and can I join a private company? So I was interviewed by a German company, the MD interviewed me. He asked me a basic question. that you have worked all throughout in a government sector, and how confident you feel that you can work in a very fast-paced private multinational company. So I replied to him that if my performance is inferior to any of your employees or even to you, I told MD that even to you, if my performance is inferior to you, I will put my resignation that day. And the German MD, his name was U. Smith, and Smith told me, Anand, are you so confident? Yes. Whenever I open my mouth, I know what I'm talking about. So take my word, and then he called HR, said, give this guy an offer. So there was no further question on that. So, and then, and so I started a new life, but I was really concerned about my children, Neha and Bantu, that I wanted them to be driven like me, and they had kind of lost some of their motivation. So I was trying to do something, and at that point of time, when I was doing very well in India and all of that, we saw a Hollywood movie, and there was a scene of Hollywood and a scene of Los Angeles downtown, Beverly Hills. That point of time, Bantu and Neha told me that why we are living in Delhi, why can't we live in Los Angeles, close to Hollywood? That was a trigger point, and Bantu and Neha, they have told their story. So how do I come here? But that was the trigger point. So I thought, okay, why don't we? And so my life, when Bantu says, why don't you come to Seattle? I say, I came to America just to live close to Hollywood, just to live in Los Angeles. I can't live anywhere else, because that was the reason I came to America. I didn't come to America to live in Michigan, to live in Connecticut, or to live in Portland. I came to America to live in Los Angeles, because that was the movie which inspired me, and that was the movie, and that's why, luckily, our home is very close to Hollywood, right? Not Hollywood stars too much away. So it was a turning point. So then here at certain milestone, 10 years back, I was working with Nestle. All those stories are known to everybody. So then my 10 years back, on a milestone birthday, my friends arranged a party. And I was very popular in Nestle, because I was the one person who will stand in a town hall meeting, ask the worldwide chairman very tough questions, and everybody knew me. So there was 50 people in a big conference room. I made a very good speech. I always speak big things about me. I will do this, do that. So one of my friends, Julie, she came to my desk. Anand, you made a very good speech, but what the hell you are going to do? It is just a speech. I said, no, it is not just a speech. I have to fulfill whatever I have said. So at that point of time, we sat together. I said, let's incorporate a company. So that was the point, because I made a speech about incorporating a company. So we incorporated a company, which was the name, and that was the starting point. And so, but though I was always in back of mind that I will do something of my own, not work for anybody. So that's how my journey started, about doing a startup company. But I'm not very happy, because I right now in the next phase, I want to really grow my company. Maybe I'm submitting my bid in Canada. I was dreaming in every morning. This morning I was dreaming that if I get my contract in Canada with City of Toronto, I will start a branch or subsidiary company in Toronto. So I'm bidding in Singapore. So my dream is to start a subsidiary of Engineersoft in Singapore. So my dreams have no bounds, because if you don't have dreams and you don't have something to drive you, then your life becomes waste there, right? You stop living if you stop dreaming. As simple as that. So there's so many dreams I have. First thing is about fitness. I'm very, very passionate about fitness. And then that fitness is the greatest driving force